Hello everyone, Julia Sheehan here. Thank you for returning to my channel and to my Facebook page. I apologise for having not done a tutorial in a while. I was very tied up with family over Christmas. I had to finish my Certificate 3 in Individual Support and Aged Care, and I had to do 120 hours of prac for that as well, which was very time consuming but very rewarding. And I've also been tied up with my worries and things with my daughter and my son-in-law to be, as they're involved in the Townsville floods and are going through a pretty tough time at the moment. But anyway, we're back at it, and I decided to do this explosion box with my own twist on it for my daughter Jessie for her birthday. And the example I'm showing you, these are retired papers, and I have quite a few retired papers and I like to use them up. I don't have a lot of the current DSP, and as a demonstrator you're supposed to only demonstrate in current products, and that's well and good, but when I'm making something for family or for friends, I do use up the DSP that I like and that I know that they would like. In saying that, this is a beautiful colour. Jessie loves these sort of colours, so she'll enjoy that. Okay, so the explosion box, I've just tied up with a ribbon. I am going to do something a little bit different for that for her, but this is how it is, and I'll just tilt it up so you can see. It's that lovely girl in the bath and having a bit of a pamper day, and that's exactly what we gave her for her birthday, was a pamper voucher. And the lovely thing about these cards is you can put pockets in here or on here, on the back here, and you can add in gift cards, vouchers, whatever you like. And I put some sentiments on the front here and just used up various different things and sat them in here like this. And what I've done is I've used plastic here. Now, it's not a Stampin' Up product, but I wanted to stand that up in this, and so I collect off anything I get, whether it be packaging around a power cord or some earphones or something that you buy that's got that hard plastic on it. And you'll know what I'm talking about. It's the sort of stuff that you have to cut into to get something out of your packaging. It's quite solid. And I keep that. I just cut the nice straight panels out of it, and I just keep it in a folder for when I need it. And it doesn't fall over, it stays upright. And I think if you get the glare, you'll see just exactly how much I use there. It's quite a bit. It's across that area there, but sitting like that you just don't see it, and I find that's very effective, so I do that. Anyway, I'll pop this to the side, and I'm just going to move the camera back again. I moved it forward so that you would be able to see that open up. So I'll just tilt that up there and we'll get on to today's project. Now, the explosion box that I'm going to do today is actually for a male retirement explosion box. That way I was able to use up current DSP and current cards and all that sort of thing. So this is a piece of basic black, 11 1/4 by 11 1/4 inches. The panels for the outside of it, I have used the wood texture DSP, and I've used this particular colour. 4 panels of that, 3 1/2 inches by 3 1/2 inches. For the lid, I have another piece of basic black, and that measures 5 7/8 of an inch by 5 7/8 of an inch. And the top of the lid is the same DSP again, and that is 3 3/4 of an inch by 3 3/4 of an inch. And the 4 little side panels, which is what you see here, those side panels, They are 7/8 of an inch by 3 3/4 of an inch. And then inside I'm using mint macaron, and I'm also using the Nature's Poem DSP, which is really very nice. It's got that sort of like white Hessian look behind the, I don't know if you can catch that, behind the vines or leaves here. And so I needed 2 pieces of that, and they are 3 1/2 inches square, and the mint macaron is 7 2/8 of an inch square, which is like 7 1/4 inches square. Okay, and you need offcuts of Whisper White, and also for the inside of the box I'm using the Nature's Poem leaves, which I love. I absolutely love this piece. I think it's beautiful. And there's 5 of those because I'm going to put that on the center as well. So let's get started. I'm going to start with the large sheet, and I'm going to score that at, just one second, sorry about that, then that's going to be scored at 3 3/4 of an inch. So I'm just going to get my tools, and 3 3/4 of an inch, we go there, turn it, whoa, went dreadfully crooked there, didn't I? That'll be covered up, and again here, and again here. If you ever do go off like that and you make a light mistake, you can just go over it like that and actually just blend it out. And you can't even see it. Once I put the DSP over that, that'll be fine. Okay, so we've got to that point. Now I'm going to just burnish all of these fold lines. Like that. And just get my scissors and cut out each corner. So you can do this before you burnish it too. It's not a problem. It's so very hot here at the moment. I hope the fan's not making too much noise, but I've got it on because it's just too hot. Okay. And this one. And this one. I'll get all these out, and then I'll be able to start putting it together. And the last corner. Make sure you hang on to these bits you've cut off because they will make good backing for various things that you might want to use or make, or you know, to put behind tags or sentiments or anything. So hang on to those. So I'll just put those aside. Sorry, I have to keep putting my glasses on and off because they're just not at the right range for me seeing very well. Okay, so I'm just going to get a new Tombow. I went through so much Tombow over the Christmas period, it wasn't funny. that. It was good to get a lot of things made, a lot of cards made. Plus everything I made for on stage, that used up an awful lot of glue. Okay, so we're just going to put that on there, and we'll do that the whole way around. This will be the outside of our box. I absolutely love this Wood Textures DSP. This is the sort of DSP I like, and the Nature's Poem one, really, really nice. I like the more natural, and I know flowers are natural, but they're sort of can be quite bright and busy, and I don't like super busy, so that's just me. My favourite colour growing up was brown. Believe it or not, most little girls like pink, but I really loved brown. I remember having a lovely dress that was black, brown and white. Loved it. And I was a tomboy, so for me to love a dress, that was pretty amazing. Okay, there's the basis of your box already done, just like that. Okay, so we'll do the lid. Might as well get that done as well. And that gets scored at 1 inch all the way around. So 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch, and 1 inch. This all goes together pretty quickly. That's the beauty of it. It's really good. Now with this, we need to trim, and I'm just cutting it as a wedge. Same on this side. Just wedge it. And the same here. Just cut that little wedge out. Just trim that up. Okay, and another wedge out of there. And the last one. Out, wedge, and wedge. Okay. So then we turn it over, and I'm going to put my panel on first. So this is the panel I've done. I've put it on a piece of Whisper White just to give it some extra strength on the lid. And we'll pop that there. And then we'll put these pieces on the panels. And they sit on there. Oh. Going for a nice little slide. And another one. I just wanted the lid to be nice and strong, so that's why I've just sat these on white. whisper white as well. Just makes the lid nice and strong. You don't have to do that. That's just me. I do sometimes do these things. I just sort of think, you know, the lids are handled, you know, on and off, and I just think it's nice to have them fairly strong, really. There we go. And one to go. And that's the last one. And that's on there. Okay, so there's our lid, and all I'm going to do is to put some Tombow on these tabs. There and there. And then just bring those together. More thumbs tonight. Square that up. Luckily see, I should take my glasses off, that's why I can't see properly. I'm much better when I'm up close enough without glasses. The rest of the time I desperately need them. But there's just that difference between needing them and not needing them. That section is where a lot of my crafting happens, which is very frustrating. But that's the way it goes. And then we do the same thing here. Just make sure that's pressed down well. There we are. And we have our lid. And all being well, it should, and I say should, fit our box. And there we are. Sits on there very nicely. So there's our box. Okay, so let's go on to the inside now and put the glasses back on again. I'll do the DSP on here. These are beautiful, these leaves. I absolutely love them. So I'll put that on there. And these can go around any way at all because they don't have to all be the same way. They're nice random placement of all the leaves. Do you know, at the moment it's very hard to find a sentiment that says congratulations on your retirement. I only found one in the occasions catalogue, I think it was, that said that. Oh dear, I put that a little bit too much to one side, but I can always put that panel at the back, not to worry. And I don't have it, so I won't be putting the sentiment on today. I will be using an old one, but we'll not discuss that. I just don't have the stamp set. And I, like a lot of people, can't afford to get all the stamp sets. It's just not possible. Okay, that bit's done. Anyway, next bit is our mint macaron. Now that will be scored, I believe. I'll just double check this. 3, 8. Yes, it is. It's 3 5/8. Just wanted to double check that. Alright, so 3 5/8, straight down the middle, and 3 5/8 again, straight down the middle. And then we're going to do that. We're going to cut up through here to about there. And what I should have done, and I did omit to do, was no, I'll do it that size, just a tab across to there. Just, doesn't matter how wide you make it, it's entirely up to you what you feel comfortable with, and cut on that second line that you make for this bit, because what we're going to do now is that's all just going to come together. I'll just cut that through a bit further, and that little tab will sit underneath like that. You'll glue it down and it'll sit in there. So before I do that, I'm going to put my 2 pieces of DSP that I cut for this, and although I think that looks better that way. Okay, so we'll put those on. This DSP is out of the same set of DSP. So that's the Nature's Poem DSP. Like that. Like it that way. I'm going to put that on there. And our other piece on the other side. Like that. Set that on there. And then I'm going to put glue on this tab that I've made. And I'm going to slide that across there and just glue that down. And, whoa, a little bit slippery still. And just press down on that so it sits in place. And then we've got that. And that will sit in here like this. Okay, so the next thing I have to do is to glue this bit down. Glue this in place. Where was that one I made a slight error in judgment on? I think it's that one over there, so I'll pop that there. No, it's this one. I'll sit that there. Sit that in here like that. Just press that down well. And then the box should close up completely around that. Okay, so there's that. Now, to decorate it. This is where I've used, I think I will use that for the floor in there, actually. The person that this is going to is a gardener, loves the beach. I'm just going to retire at the beach, or the beach house, so it just sort of seemed appropriate. So I'll pop that down on there in the middle. I've got that in. Now what I've done is I have used the seasonal layers Thinlits, and I've used the garden chair out of this one, and I have used the tropical Thinlits and the palm frond and vertical greetings, and I've used the pot plant. Now what I've done with those, I've sort of partially got that done, and what I wanted to do with this was to have a window in it. Now that's where it all sort of fell apart, because this is now retired, and it's from the Hearth and Home framelits. It was in the clearance rack just recently, and I used it at Christmas. It was still available. But what I have been able to do is I did use this one, and I cut the outer edge of it and just left the center square, and just did the ocean in the background, so that that would be a window on the wall in this house. Now the other thing you can do, and which is current, is to use this, which is again from the tropical, where are they? The tropical Thinlits. It's this one here, and do exactly the same sort of thing behind it, and just slide in. You'll see you could use, again, you could put a sun on it, just using your colours. And I used Pacific Point, Balmy Blue, the Mango Melody for the sun, and Cajun Craze I used for the pot plant. Now, I mean, I could do this, but you can see that all you do to do that is to put a line, get a piece of paper, anything will do, get your sponge and just sponge it. Just run your sponge over it, put some colour into it, and then swap it over. And what I did is I put a piece of paper there and another piece about there, and I did my sun and just drew it out along the horizon, and then I filled in the top with the Balmy Blue and just very lightly did that across the top here, and that's what gave me this window. Or, as I say, you can use this as a window, because this looks like it would be on a nice tropical beach somewhere, looking through a window out to the ocean. So it's up to you what you do with it. I'm sure you've got various different things. You might even just use a square framelit and do your ocean scene out the window. Now I am going to put this one on here because this is going to be a gift, but use the tropical Thinlits one. It does look good. I like those sort of tropical looks of rooms where they've got all the white furniture and the window frames and the walls, and it all looks absolutely beautiful. Okay, so that's gone in there, and then I cut out from the DSP, again using the opposite side of that, floor rug, because this is their retirement home. Now I could have put 2 windows on this, but then I thought it might be nice to put congratulations on your retirement on that wall. But what else I did was, with these white deck chairs, I did the same thing with the plastic that I've cut off all those packages, so that I can sit them on there and they'll sit up. And I have another piece to fold here now, and it's easy enough to do. Just measure where you think you might like that to be, so that's roughly there. Just bend it right over, because this is pretty tough plastic, this stuff, and then you can bend it back to suit where you want it to sit, and it will stay there, and it becomes a very handy little trick of the trade, so to speak. It's a good one to know if you want to set something up and you want it to stay there. And then all I did was put some glue on here on the back of the chair and stuck it to it. And basically that was it. And there's my deck chair. So I'm going to sit those in the house about there, and put my little rug on the floor. And then what I did with the pot plant was I got 3 of these, glued them together just down here at the bottoms, just a few overlapping leaves, and then sat them in the pot plant and just trimmed off anything that stuck out over the edges. And I'm going to do exactly the same thing with that little pot plant with some of the plastic again. So here's a bit of the plastic, and I'm just going to cut a piece that's about the width of pot plant. And then bend it over. That was a little bit crooked. I'll just refix that. Press it down. And that will sit up like that. And I will attach that. Actually, I might do it up through here. Do it on this main frond there. That's all I need. And stick that to that. Make sure that it sits fine. There we have it. So now I think I'm going to sit that just in there in front of the window in the corner. So a bit of glue on the bottom of that. And we'll sit that there. Just push that down with something behind there. So that sits out. We'll put the rug down. Any of your circle punches are fine for this. Just sit that on there. And then we can put our deck chairs in. And you can add whatever other plants you want. You might want to put something on the wall like I did in Jessie's, where I put some candles on the wall. I'll just show you that again in a second. So there we have our chairs. I mean, I've got a few of these flowers that I cut out from the tropical. You could even put a few of those on the wall if you wanted to. I might even do that at the edge of congratulations on your retirement. And then down here, I might even cut out one of the animals and set them on here, or the dog possibly. I think that might be nice. The dog from, what set is that? That bulldog. I'm just trying to remember what set it is. This is really cute. I think it was early in the catalogue. He's in here somewhere. But he's just, here he is. This little bulldog. I might actually do him and sit him up on the mat here. That might just finish that off nicely. So I will be adding some sentiments to this. I may put a pocket in here and pop in just a little retirement gift. And once I've put my sentiment on the wall there too. So I actually might show that at the beginning of my next video, what I actually do to finish the whole thing off. But there it is on the angle, all sitting up, so you've got dimension there, and it's quite cute, and I think that's quite good for a man as well. So I'll put, because this video is getting quite long, I'm sure you've had enough of it. So then we just close the whole thing up, pop on the lid, and put some sort of sentiment on the top or the front. I'll just pull this out again so that you get a better angle on it. There we are, and I'll turn it down. And there it is. And I hope you enjoyed that. Use that trick with the plastic. Cut it off any packaging you get. Doesn't matter. I mean, you just keep it in a drawer or in a folder. I keep mine in a folder, and it comes in handy for things like this. It was really good for the balloons on this one. And see, I've got my sentiment up here, happy birthday. So when I do congratulations on your retirement, and then I'll pop something down here, like on here, this, and yeah, that's basically how I do that one. And I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already subscribed. I will leave all the information below, and if you click on the notification bell, you'll see when my next tutorial will come up. And I really do hope that you enjoyed that. And until next time, take care and see you soon. Bye for now.